Hello, welcome back. I hope you've all been well. You may have noticed that I haven't been doing many reviews lately, and to be honest, the reason for that is the books that I've been reading just haven't really been that good. I recently read a book called The End of Alice, which was published in the late 90s. Somebody recommended this book to me because it was quite edgy and quite daring and stuff, which it was, but it didn't really blow me away, to be honest. The basic premise for the book is quite controversial in that it's about a paedophile in prison who starts to receive letters from a teenage girl who's thinking about seducing an underage boy. Yeah, it's quite controversial and stuff, but I found the book to be quite overly descriptive. It kind of tries a little bit too hard to be sophisticated, and at times it's a bit confusing as well. It's a bit confusing as to whose dialogue you're actually reading. So it was quite good. It's not worthy of an in-depth review, in my opinion. There are a couple of scenes that stick out that I probably won't forget. There's a scene involving a mother and a son in a swimming pool, which is quite intense. There's another scene about a father and a babysitter in bed under the covers, which is quite shocking as well, but just wasn't that good. And from that I went on to Luna Park by Bret Easton Ellis, which was published in 2005 or thereabouts. I've got a strange reading relationship with Bret Easton Ellis. American Psycho the novel, American Psycho the movie is one of my favourite movies of all time. It's actually my top 3 films of all time. I love the film, and so from there I went on to read the novel American Psycho twice. I read it once in 2012 and once about a year ago, and even that's a bit strange for me. I love the novel, but I kind of don't like reading it. I know that sounds really weird. About 90% of the novel is like overly descriptive, pedantic descriptions of like what people are wearing, what clothes they're wearing, and what food they're eating and stuff. It's like really tiring. But then the other 10% of the novel consists of like the most shocking, horrendous murder scenes that you will ever read, which are brilliant. So the book is like, it's kind of an enigma for me. I really like the book, but I don't like reading it. Yeah. I also read Less Than Zero, which is another famous book of his, and again it just didn't blow me away, right? So recently I thought, okay, I'll give him one more chance, kind of thing. I read Luna Park, which is supposed to be quite good, and it's like part autobiographical, part fiction. The book starts off as a kind of autobiography of his young life when he was a young writer. He'd published I'll get it right in a minute. He published Less Than Zero, American Psycho, and it's like a description of his life, real life events. But then after that it kind of slips into a fictional story, and I would honestly describe it as Stephen King on a bad day. It's like a haunted house novel, but it's like reading something like a complete amateur has written. It's very cliched, it's very pedestrian, and it's just completely unscary, if that's a word. I just wasn't scared at all. There's not one moment or one page that scared me. It was almost like a parody of a haunted house novel. It's just hard to believe that the same person who wrote American Psycho wrote Luna Park. It just didn't scare me at all, and the ending was like something out of Ghostbusters as well. So I recently finished those 2 books, and they're just not worthy of a review. So I'm just not going to do it. So I've got some updates for you, just some quick updates. I'm currently working on a short story video. You might remember I did a video a few weeks back about 5 short stories everybody should read. I'm going to do a follow-up to that. 5 more short stories everybody should read. I've currently got 2 on the list, so I'm just looking for another 3 that are worthy of inclusion on that video. So have a look out for that. I've got another Unabomber video that I'm thinking about doing as well, but I want to see what the kind of demand for that is. If you want me to do another Unabomber video, which will be a review of an article of his called The System's Neatest Trick. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments section please, and I'll make that video. I am currently reading 2 books at the moment which are non-fiction. I'm reading a book called Emotions Revealed by a man called Paul Ekman or something like that, which I may do a review on. It's an interesting book. It's about the evolution of our species, and it's about our emotions, obviously. It's an interesting book. I might review that. I'm currently rereading A Brief History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson, which is a brilliant book. I read this years ago, and it's definitely worthy of a reread, which I'm doing. Possibly worthy of a video review, so keep a lookout for that one. That might be coming up. Another quick thing I want to mention is back in 2017 I turned one of my books called Conservation into an audio book, and I was looking on the ACX website a few days ago, and I realised that I've still got some promotional codes to give away. These will only work in America though, so if you're a member of audible.com and you live in America and you fancy giving Conservation a go, let me know in the comments section and I'll somehow pass you on one of these codes. And one more thing, my newest book, Swarm, which was released on the 1st of February, was recently featured on Regina's Haunted Library, which is another great book review channel here on YouTube. I've left the link for this video in the description box, so give that a watch. And that's it. So basically keep an eye out for the next video, which will be the short story video. Thanks for watching. Try to have a great day on this weird, peculiar, unforgiving rock we call Earth. See you next time. Goodbye.